The Illinois antique business owned by American pickers star Frank Fritz has finally been successful in selling products, despite the fact that the firm has been experiencing difficulties in terms of sales in recent years. Frank, who is 60 years old, is the proprietor of Frank Fritz Finds, which is located in Savannah, Illinois. The business offers antiques ranging from vintage signs to knickknacks. The United States Sun is able to report in an exclusive manner that Frank's shop is selling expensive things while seeing a decline in sales over the previous year. The words "sold" were written on orange tape that was spotted on several antiques that were located throughout the shop. A white cabinet with shelves and glass doors was one of the objects that had a "sold" sticker, as seen in an exclusive photograph that was acquired by the United States Sun. Every year's sales. Additionally, the yearly sales of the facility were formally reported on by the United States Sun. The business valuation study that Experian prepared for Frank Fritz Finds indicates that the company's annual revenues are expected to be $25,000, according to the report. The business credit score of 27 indicates that the organization is considered to be medium risk. A medium-high risk rating of 4 out of 5 was assigned to the store in terms of the financial stability risk ratings. This indicates that there is a 10% potential risk of severe financial distress within the next 12 months, according to the research. Items owned by Frank. An old slot machine is presently being offered for sale at Frank's shop for the price of $750. The price of a vintage sign designed by Will's Three Castles Cigarettes is $400, while the price of a sign designed by Suregain Feed Services is $350. To compare, Frank is asking just $150 for a vintage sprinkler, while a test panel costs $400. The price of Frank's antique seashell teapot, which is now being offered for sale, is $138. There is a possibility that purchasers may pay $200 for an antique insulator. Merchandise, tea sets, records, knickknacks, and any number of other products may be found at the shop. It is the conservatorship of Frank. In July of 2022, Frank experienced a stroke, which resulted in him being less active in the firm. On August 18, Frank's close friends reported that his decision-making capacity is so impaired as a result of the stroke. They filed an emergency appointment for a temporary guardian and conservatorship documents, which were acquired by the United States Sun exclusively, indicated that there were plans to renovate the business. The first plan that was submitted by the conservator Midwestone Bank read as follows. A well-known collector, Mr. Fritz has a large number of outbuildings that are stuffed with rare treasures. Although the conservator has not yet conducted an inventory of those things, they intend to leave them in a significant portion of their current state, with the exception of refilling Mr. Fritz's antique shop in Savannah, Illinois, when further inventory is required. In the same way that he did in the past, the conservator is hoped that Frank will be able to take part in the selection and pricing of things. This is Frank's firing. Frank made his most recent appearance on American Pickers during an episode that aired in March of 2020. As a result of his recovery from back surgery, which left him with 185 stitches and 2 rods in his spine, he took some time off from the show. In addition to that, he disclosed to the United States Sun that he had spent 77 days at a rehabilitation center in Iowa for alcohol abuse. During an interview with the United States Sun in 2021, Frank disclosed the fact that he had a quarrel with his teammate Mike. Frank made the following statement, "I haven't spoken to Mike in 2 years. Even though he was aware that my back was giving me trouble, he did not contact me to inquire about how I was doing. The situation is just like that." At this point, the odds are stacked 100% in his favor. Even if I were to bend down that much, I wouldn't be able to show you how much. It's not a problem. Steven Tyler is the frontman for Aerosmith, and it's almost as if you have Aerosmith and Steven Tyler. Here I am in second place, and he is in first place on the program. I have found my place. That is not an issue for me. Nevertheless, it is possible that he does have a problem. A return of a friend is. There was a sad reunion between Frank and Mike during the Memorial Day weekend, according to a source who spoke to the Quad City Times. According to a source who spoke with the United States Sun, their relationship is completely harmonious. They have known one another for 40 years at this point. The two of them have been through all of this together, even going to high school together. There have been a few visits between Mike and Frank since Frank had the stroke, according to the source, and the two of them have also been calling and texting one another today. Right now, Frank. According to a recent article by the United States Sun, Frank continues to reside in an assisted living home in order to get assistance with his physical therapy. This is because he still has a long road ahead of him in terms of his rehabilitation. Due to the fact that Frank lost his linguistic and movement abilities, he has remained in that state. According to a person close to Mike, he is still residing at a facility that provides assisted living services. Despite the fact that Frank got his verbal back, the source proceeded to assert that the star has had a difficult time working on improvements to his mobility. Finding the drive to do what he wants to do has been quite challenging for him. Despite the fact that he was able to find the urge to communicate, the source indicated that he was not yet ready to begin physical treatment. However, according to a second person who is close to Frank's loved ones, he is recovering at his own rate and is not accelerating his recovery. In order to respect his health and avoid overdoing himself and stressing himself out, he has been working really hard, said the second person with knowledge of the situation. While he is not attempting to prove anything to himself, he is not going overboard with his efforts. The things that need to be right now are being honored by him. In order to participate in physical treatment, he is now in the nursing home. I really hope that he gets well. It is my firm belief that he will. Mike, his brother Robbie, Danielle Colby, and John Jersey John Chalet are the principal actors in the program at the moment.